A coalition of citizens groups is calling for the release of more water from New York State reservoirs to prevent flooding along the Delaware River. Environment correspondent Ed Rogers has that story.
More than 4 inches of rain in some areas has left the Delaware River running strong. 3 New York State reservoirs that feed it are filled or near capacity. Under an agreement between the 4 states that border the Delaware, the release of water from those reservoirs has already been increased to reduce the risk of flooding. Attorneys for a number of river residents who have suffered through 3 floods were before an advisory committee today calling for even larger releases. They would like to see the reservoirs 80 to 90% full.
What you're trying to do is you're trying to take sort of your maximum storm, your hurricane kind of storm, and we are now in hurricane season again, and put enough space in the reservoir to accommodate that kind of inflow.
Showers are predicted for the next 4 days, and forecasters say the Delaware could rise 4 feet in Trenton. That will probably trigger even larger reservoir releases. New York City operates the 3 reservoirs, and recent flood victims don't believe the current formula protects them.
They've come up with a plan that manages not only to hold back water, hoard water for New York City, okay, and cause potential flooding, and also at the same time, when it's not raining, hold back so much water it causes artificial drought.
As scientists point to the likelihood of more floods and droughts in the future, controlling the flow and supply of water along rivers like the Delaware becomes a more complicated task. The Delaware River Basin Commission oversees the flows.
So as flood victims say they want to release more water sooner, you've got to be careful that you don't use that water in a way that it's not there when you really need it during a drought.
It will be up to the governors of the 4 states and New York City officials to decide on any changes. The release of a study looking at the causes of flooding in the Delaware Basin has been delayed.
We have had experts from all over the basin and the different states and local governments say that we really need to come up with a menu of solutions, and that's just one of the things on the menu.
Although they agree that increasing the reservoir releases is not the entire solution, the groups say it will help.
So if you can slow it down enough, you can avoid flooding, the really high stage flooding that we experienced in 2004, 5, and 6.
Ed Rogers, NJN News, West Trenton.